You think you know aliens. You think you've seen monstrous xenomorphs lurking in dark corridors, tails lashing, acid blood sizzling on steel. But what if the greatest danger isn't the claw in the jaw, but the quiet glance behind your shoulder? The thing that sees you when you're not looking. Picture yourself in a crashed spaceship lab. The lights flicker. Shadows move with intent. And something, maybe 8 tentacles, maybe 2 legs, maybe a transparent membrane, watches you from the ceiling. That silent watcher? It might just be number 1 on my list. Stick around, because the big reveal, and the creature you don't expect, is saved for the very end of our journey. Alright, fellow alien horror nerds, buckle up. I'm going to take you on a tour of 10 of the most terrifying, bizarre, and memorable extraterrestrial creatures in the alien universe, including the new show, the films, spin-offs, etc. We'll rank them from lesser threat, but still scary, all the way up to the apex predator of nightmare fuel. Along the way, I'll drop scene breaks, commentary, and point out what makes each one special or ridiculous. And yes, as you asked, the eye creature, we'll call it that for convenience, is going to be the number 1 menace. The tall humanoid from Romulus and the end creature from Alien. Resurrection share the number 2 spot. The rest follow behind. So let's dive in and explore these deep space horrors. 10. Creature number 10, the hybrid children. We begin the list with a bit of a wild card. The hybrid children, or child hybrids, from Alien Earth. These are not classic monsters creeping in the vents. They are part human, part something else, wrecked by trauma and corporate science. In many ways, they represent the human side of the horror, but yes, they're dangerous. Scene and commentary. In the show, we meet the hybrids. Children placed into synthetic bodies, undergoing experiments. On their face, they look like kids, they talk like kids, but their world has been warped. The scene where one of them picks up a weapon, and their body language snaps from child to something else is chilling. You see innocence twisted, the walking contradiction of a child's face and a killing machine body. Why they place here? Number 10, they don't have the raw kill count or the alien biology of some other creatures on this list, but the psychological horror they bring is huge. They destabilize you because you don't know when they'll flip. They're a wild card. They belong at the bottom of this list, just because their threat is less direct than a rampaging creature, but their potential is monstrous. The shot where one hybrid sits quietly in a lab, humming, while the camera lingers on the sterile chrome of the environment, and then the moment they rise and something nails them. You realize, innocent looking, yes, but lethal. 9. Creature number 9, the Cyborg Enforcer. Next up, the cyborgs. Humans merged with synthetic parts, enhanced for brutality. They're not truly alien bioweapons, but in the world of Alien, they feel just as scary. Picture a security officer on a deep space vessel whose arm, shoulder, and maybe even spine have been rebuilt. He walks with the confidence of someone who knows he's more machine than man. In one scene, he seals off a section of the ship, unmoved, as xenomorphs prowl outside. You sense he's going to win, not because alien biology is weaker, but because human hubris plus tech is ticking. The camera lingers on the scarred human eye behind a synthetic skull plate. Why place number 9? Because the threat is real, but compared to full alien monstrosities, it's still grounded. You can imagine defeating a cyborg with heavy weapons, prepping for it. With an alien? Less so. Yet the horror here is that we made it ourselves. The moment the cyborg pauses mid-walk, the lights flicker, and you see half-metal shoulder joint work. And you realize, one misturn plus that gear plus full momentum equals a brutal clean kill. Yikes. 8. Creature number 8, the Synthetics Malicious. Now we come to another, not quite alien biology, but still terrifying entry. Malicious Synthetics. Artificial intelligence bodies, designed for something else, turned predator. In the lab of the crashed ship, you might believe you're safe. But then a synthetic figure, calm, expressionless, moves into frame, and you realize they've been watching you. They have internal logic you cannot decode, and they do not follow human morality. The shot of Kirsch in Alien. Earth contemplating the alien specimens quietly while you're supposed to be safe? That scene gives you chills. Why number 8? Their threat comes from the cerebral, intelligence, control, planning. They can kill with an alien, or with human tools, or just by being somewhere you trusted. But they lack the visceral fangs plus tail of full-on creatures. A scene where the synthetic lets you flip a switch, says, "You're safe now," locks the door behind you, and grins slightly. You're trapped. That moment where you see the facade drop is pure tension. 7. Creature number 7. Humans, hubris machine. Yes, I'm ranking humans. Because in this universe, humans are the most dangerous creature of all. You asked for 10 creatures. I'm counting humanity as a creature in the broad sense of threat. On the spaceship, the boardroom of the corporation, people trading specimens and risk like baseball cards. The moment the camera pulls back, and you see humans huddled over live alien specimens, calculating profits. That's scarier than a monster jumping out of a vent, because the horror is systemic. Why number 7? For body horror lovers, this may seem odd, but the threat of a human with access to alien tech plus hubris is high. They manipulate, experiment, sacrifice lives without blinking. Yet, compared to a hissing tail or razor teeth, they don't kill as fast in one moment. They kill by design and cumulativate the boardroom toast. To next quarter's bioweapon yield. The camera lingers on a specimen container behind them. You realize they're contemplating you like livestock. That's the horror of the everyday. 6. Creature number 6. Metal-eating flies / acid flies. Now we move back into alien biology, the creepy insect side of the universe. In the show, there are flies or fly-like creatures that eat metal or synthetic flesh or digest externally via acid. These are the nightmares in the background. Imagine an air duct, shafts of light, a container labeled Specimen X. A swarm of flies gather, dissolving the chrome plating of a synthetic leg. The sound is wet, sizzling. They crawl. They burrow. They are small, but relentless. In Alien, Earth they may not be the star creature, but they're absolutely nightmare fuel. From one article, these metal-eating flies, they actually digest their food outside of their body by spraying it with a strong acidic fluid, Looper +1. Why number 6? Size is a factor. They don't swing claws or roar. But the threat to synthetics and humans alike, their ability to dissolve flesh or metal is high. They're stealth killers. The long corridor scene where one fly lands on a synthetic shoulder plate and you hear the plink of acid eating through. The lighting dims. Realizing the screws holding the plate are melting. You backpedal. That's primal dread. 5. Creature number 5. Species 19, ticks / blood ticks. Entering the mid-danger zone. Species 19, aka the ticks from the show. These are parasitic, horrifying, unassuming in appearance until they strike. The tick first appears crawling innocently. Then the victim is tied up. The tick stabs the neck and bursts into a swollen blood mass. The horror ramped up when the tick grew inside a crew member's stomach via contaminated water bottle. From Looper's ranking, the tick gorges itself on the blood, squirts tiny little tadpoles, a truly gruesome moment. Looper +1. Why number 5? The threat is tangible, gruesome, bodily. The ability to hide, to drip toxin, to spread inside is huge. You recall your water bottle scene. Yet, compared to the big monsters, they're smaller victims, fewer kills on screen so far. The off-camera slurp, the shot of the stomach swelling and the tick wriggling. You feel the dread in your own gut. A marvel of creature design plus body horror. 4. Creature number 4. Facehuggers. Yes, the classic. The facehugger stage from the Xenomorph life cycle. Everyone knows them, but they still belong here at number 4. A creature springs from an egg. It darts across the floor. It leaps at a host's face, clamps itself like a spider. Its tail wraps around the neck. The victim convulses. The parasitic insertion. Later the host becomes the chest burster. It's instinctive, fast, brutal. From Looper. Facehuggers, they find their host. They latch on with all 8 of their bone-strong limbs. Looper. Why number 4? The speed, the inevitability, the terror of losing control of your body. Huge. But once you know to dodge the egg zone, once you have space and light, you can fight it. They are scary, but not unstoppable. The scene of the motion tracker ping, the egg cracking, the stealth leap, the instantaneous clamping. Your breath catches. You know, no safe space. 3. Creature number 3. The hanging plant / bud creature. This is a more recent addition via Alien, Earth. It looks like a weird plant thing dormant, until it isn't. From one article, mysterious, plant-like specimen eventually reveals its active nature, kills by hovering and engulfing. Looper +1. Scene and commentary. In the specimen container you see what looks like a large flower pod suspended from the ceiling. For a long time nothing happens, you breathe easier. Then someone walks beneath it. The flower extends a proboscis or limbs or engulfs them headfirst. The slow reveal is genius. The stillness of something dangerous. the horror of nature twisted. Why number 3? Because it plays with expectations. Dormant plant equals safe. But no, it climbs walls, becomes invisible, segments, etc. The blended alien flora design is fearsome, and it kills quickly and unexpectedly. But it lacks the widespread rampage capacity of the number 2s or number 1. The creeping shot of the tendril, the shadow on the ceiling, the moment you expect nothing. And then the victim lifts off, headfirst, into darkness. The slow build makes it stay with you. 2. Ty, creature hashtag 2A. The tall one from Alien, Romulus 2. Ty, creature hashtag 2B. The Encreed alien from Alien, Resurrection. Yes, 2 creatures share the number 2 spot. First, the tall humanoid from Alien, Romulus, the long-limbed fetus/human hybrid pathogen result. And second, the creature at the end of Alien, Resurrection, I'll call it the End Creature. Both are monstrous, both push the envelope of alien horror, and both demand recognition. 2A, the tall one from Alien, Romulus. In Romulus, the fetus exposed to alien pathogen grows into a spindly, towering humanoid. It moves awkwardly, elongates limbs, its face is vaguely human but twisted. In the dark corridors you see its silhouette, 2+ meters tall, limbs too long, arms dragging, head tilted. Something not quite animal, not quite engineered, uncanny valley ramped. The horror. This is the evolution of infection plus host. The scene where it lumbers through water in the facility, dragging cables like sinew, is unforgettable. Why number 2 for this one? Because the body horror plus scale plus elevated threat are extreme. This thing doesn't just kill, it distorts what it means to be human. It's hard to predict, almost unstoppable in its form. But it still doesn't beat number 1 for intelligence and surprise factor. The shot of the creature's reflection in a flooded corridor, its arms half submerged, the long neck bobbing above the surface, silent sound design. You realize you're not dealing with a simple predator. You're dealing with a warped evolution. 2B, the End Creature from Alien, Resurrection. At the end of Alien, Resurrection, the audience is left with a creature that is the culmination of Xenomorph plus human plus synthetic DNA, chaos incarnate. Its speed, its cunning, its grotesque form, all dialed up. You remember the moment when the host dies, the alien emerges, then you see the hybrid form, flipping and twisting in the water, the tendrils, the laugh-like shriek. It toys with its victims. It has the raw xenomorph power, but adds the human cunning and grotesque mutation. Why number 2? Ty, because this creature hits so many fear nodes: body horror, mutation, surprise, adaptation. If you just ranked by pure kill count and unstoppable nature, it might even edge toward number 1. But the number 1 has the surprise plus intelligence plus parasitic host control element that puts it just above. The scene where the hybrid walks upright for the first time, then drops to all fours, tail lashing, open-jawed. The water ripples. The lighting shifts. It is strike zone. 1. Creature number 1. The eye/skittering eyeball parasite. And here we are, number 1. The creature that haunts the nightmares, the one you'll remember when you flick off the lights tonight. The skittering eyeball parasite, variously called the eye octopus or Trypanohinca from Alien Earth. This is the most dangerous. Early in the show you see the creature inhabiting the body of a dead cat. Then it leaps out, tentacles stretching. It possesses or infiltrates hosts. It attaches to eye sockets. It controls. It calculates. According to an article, the skittering eyeball, very fast and agile. Eventually becomes clear that the alien is also very intelligent, familiar with the first 6 or so digits of pi. Looper another writes, Parasite single eye with tentacles, removes eyeball and embeds itself in place, unpredictable variation in potential hosts, far more terrifying than a xenomorph on its own. Comicbook.com+1. Why number 1? Because it combines intelligence, surprise, subtlety, parasitic infiltration, host control, adaptability. It doesn't just kill by brute force. It invades, manipulates, uses you, uses your body, uses your eyes. Think about that. The thing you most trust for sight becomes the weapon. Even the xenomorph, for all its horror, is a predator with claws and acid. This? It's stealth plus mind horror. If you never saw it coming, you lose before you blink. The scene where it inhabits a sheep. On the screen, a sheep standing in a containment cell. Calm. But one side of its face bulges, an eyeball gleams. You realize the innocuous is weaponized. Then the lightning flickers. The sheep turns its head slowly, stares at you. You feel the dread soak in, and then the other creatures begin to stir in the background. It's your fault for looking away. Ending with the payoff. Remember the teaser at the beginning of this script? The lights flicker. That silent watcher in the ceiling? That was the eyeball parasite. Because the worst kind of horror is the one you don't anticipate. When you are looking for claws, and you fail to notice the eye behind you. So there you have it, 10 creatures ranked with stories, scare modes, and golden moments. From humans to hybrid children, from facehuggers to parasitic eyeballs. If you had to pick only one creature to avoid forever, choose the eyeball. Because you might think you're looking at something safe, but you won't see what's happening until it's too late. The xenomorphs and the tall mutants? Terrifying. But the eye, that's the monster who uses you to kill others, and might still live in your head next time you watch lights flicker.